Okay, one more time, last time, coming back on the Mantis. And why are we coming back? Because yeah, you can build a Sporty out of the Mantis, let's say an everyday Sporty, but now we are doing the extreme Sporty stuff. Which means, yeah, we use this chassis because the hole positions are really helpful to build one of these Sporty builds, and it has a steep skid angle. You can shorten it up as much as you want if you don't need all the holes. I did the same on my Sporty build, but yeah, I want to show you a few things with what we can do with this chassis, and then we will take apart the one that I built to show what's all behind all the things. So first of all, the skid plates. If we mount them on here, you can see we have a good skid angle, which improves the breakover, and that's also the case. The skids come, we make them to the gearbox you're going to use in it. This is the classic pattern. We only use 3 of the 4 screws. This one fits an element, but I doubt you can get an element Stealth-X gearbox in here. But it's OD3, NOD2, or what have you. These gearboxes will fit in here. Now I have another one laying around. This one is for a Reeves gearbox. That's this pattern. There's always a spacer, so if you want to have more space, you can put this between the skid and the gearbox. We bolt them down from the other side, and the screws are sunken, so perfect. These brass 3D inserted nuts, you know that by now. So that's also a part of the chassis. And then yeah, I started to actually build another one for my own on F9 axles, and I did that because a lot of people who are interested in these rails clearly want to build it on F9 axles, and I like to help by giving everyone the correct links. The link lengths are one of the most asked questions for me for both the Tsunami chassis as the Mantis chassis. So I think let's help everyone and build one on F9 axles. Okay, so the Sporty I have here is built on F9 axles. It's my first set F9 axles. They were dirt cheap. I think I paid 80 euros, which is maybe $90 on AliExpress. It's not the best set. I have other sets laying around. I just wanted to use this set to fiddle everything together and see what we can do. If this becomes a real Sporty and I might do maybe a comp, left or right, it will end up on better F9 axles. It might even end up on cheat code axles. Now the rear is actually perfectly fine. The front is a little bit less, but I also have this one. It's one of the classic, really good, also AliExpress offset F9 axles, which will help me with my angle of my drive shaft. I will show you later. So I have one of these laying around, and I might just switch this one out. Yeah, to get, they have a great steering angle, and the benefit of these ones are except from the offset pumpkin angle, you can also put 5mm stubs in here to make it a little bit more sturdy, and I think we can use other drive shafts in here, which are a bit better than the ones that come in here. I think these are not the best ones, but the housing is really nice, and it's offset, and it's cheap. All the 830 gearing in here, I use them all. They require some shimming, but actually it's a fairly good axle. So I have one laying around of these, or I put the most cheat codes on here. We will see where we end up. Okay, there's certain requirements on building a Sporty. You can find them all in the WCCA regulations, but we built to that. One of the things you need to have is a specific measurement on the body, and this is a tiny body, but it is bigger than the minimum requirements on that spec sheet to build one of these Sporties. Another important thing is to make sure your axles are just axle width within 317 millimeters, and that is compressed. You need to be in 317, so we took care of that. There's wheels and tires, these are all okay. I see a lot of these things drive on, what do you have? You have the Ibex from Proline, or these are the RC four-wheel drive bullies. That's one tire, that a pin tire, which is used a lot in these builds. Now we cut off the rails on this one, as you can see. We don't need any more. We dropped in, I don't know exactly what that gearbox is, but it's exactly from gearing as the, let me think, NOD2 gearbox, and this is the one with the high reduction, so it's the same as that one. That's what we dropped in here. It's an open gearbox. I came across it on AliExpress, ordered one, and we are testing it in here to see what it does. I have, think, 2 rigs running with the closed one with the high reduction, the fake NOD2s, and they are really perfect. This one is a little bit strange. You can't really see it. When you mount the engine, this shaft actually gets blocked by the engine pushing on the other side of the bearing and the shaft, so it starts to turn really bad. What I did is, there's a shim over here. We also put a shim on the back, and now there's this one rotates freely. As you can see, it is still in a designing mode. Yeah, this is the some testing skid plate. It should look something like this or like this. That's one that's going to end up in here, and the bolting pattern is going to be actually really close to this one. So that's one thing. What else? Yeah, this axle is center pumpkin, and as you can see, that leaves a strange angle from the front drive shaft, but we are clear. We have a 0.5 millimeter to the engine, and the engine, if you noticed, is the new Quick Run 2300 from Hobbywing. It's the Elite version. It is a little bit shorter, and that's exactly what I needed in this build. A little bit shorter Quick Run Fusion Pro. It's perfect in here. I could have used an outrunner, as I use a lot of outrunners, mainly from Rhino, but I have also other ones. That would have saved me some space, and that's the main reason I picked up. This is waterproof, and there's now external ESC. Then I would have had a V80, for example, or what's the other one, the one I drive in my Tsunami? Let me check. We checked. The Tsunami runs the secure combo with the 70 amp controller. That is a little bit smaller and might fit somewhere over here, but I'm not sure if that's the best choice. A V80 is really big. V40, I don't want to use that because the BEC is not so great on the V40. The V80 has a 10 amp BEC, so that's usable. Don't need an external one in a small build like this. We use these carbon plates. I think I already mentioned that. So the servo is on the axle, and we have these really small batteries from Tattoo, the 450s 75C, and it works really nice. I think I can drive about half an hour with this engine. That engine is, there will be some footage on the rocks later with how this thing is now, because it's again halfway rebuilt. We did one change, or maybe 10. Just some Velcro in here. It's just more than enough. It doesn't it sits really perfect. I have more of these in a box. They arrived from a shop in the Netherlands, and I'm thinking which one it was. I'm looking for the box. Here is the box. It is a shop, drone shop. Someone in messenger chat told me, and I took a look, and the prices are really good. Okay, you pay like a couple euros more than on AliExpress, but you have them 2 days later, which is also really nice. We have the entry servo. So far the entry servo does really good. I have another half height servo which fits on here. It's the OCS. I had that in a build that required too much power on the steering, and was a bit disappointed by it, but I think in a build like this it might do really good. It's exactly the same size. It also feeds from the BEC, from the Hobbywing engine, so I will take this if I go run in the forest, in the camp, wherever. So I have a spare one. It's just, it fits one-on-one, so that's nice to have. What else do I want to point out? Yeah, mainly things, suggestions I got after the previous video, or suggestions in chat. Wow, that's a hard word for me to say. Now I was already thinking about it, but I wasn't sure if it is beneficial to have your shocks not in a straight line, but somewhat pointing outwards to the outside of the axles. So that's what I did on this one, and someone confirmed my thoughts, and I said let's do that. So instead of having the rear link over here, inside here, and the shock inside here, we both moved them to the outside, and that should, yeah, you can see that the triangle of the lower links is bigger, so that's more stability. And then this one also should help. The test drive I did, I can only say it was really great. But then again, in the same test drive, or in the same rebuild, we changed so many things that I can't lay my finger on what does what. But overall, the changes were really good. What else did we do? Maybe you can see it. Can the camera pick it up? Let me see. We have these weight hangers in here. I got that from someone else. These weights, I bought them on AliExpress. There will be a picture up how it looks like. It's about 70-75 grams in the rear. It's really low weight, and I have to say that makes a lot of difference. That really makes a lot of difference. So it will no longer be 63-37. It will be more like that is my watch taking over to see if it can help me with something, and not at this moment, sir. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it will be more like 60-40 now, but I don't think that's a problem with this vehicle. One thing I did find out, and that is we have 34% overdrive, which helps on some extreme climbs. This thing did climbs, yeah, it actually humiliated my pile of rocks outside in the yard. But there, yeah, I have to give in on some other things, and I think mainly the side hill or the drop and the reverse drop. At the moment, I can do them, but I can't get out of them, and that probably is due to the big overdrive. So the gears in the portals, these ones in here, which I changed out to, actually if I would only use this, we have 24% overdrive, and then I added an 833 in the rear, which gave me then 34% overdrive. So yeah, one of them is too much. Now I'm thinking what is going to give me the least amount of work. Yeah, I can, to get more reduction in the front, I can put an 833 in the front, and now we are back to 24% overdrive. Or I take this one out, the 833, and we go back to 830, but then the overall reduction goes down. So I'm not really sure, and I have to say the reduction as is now, yeah, 1/200 is of course going to make this rig really smooth, but there's also this beast. This beast is really doing its thing. It makes driving this guy easy is not the correct word, but I think you know what I mean. Yeah. So we will need to do something about that. Maybe when I start driving it, it will be already taken care of. I drove it earlier, like half an hour with that battery that just came out, and I was not filming because I just wanted to see first how does it work. But it works really well. We still have the yeah, a little bit more. This is not an extreme angle. It's a skid with a. I think we have 18 degrees. Since it's not a completely flat skid on the inside, it's on the inside. It's only 15 degrees, but we have 18 degrees here, which is not extreme. Yeah, where was I going to? Now I don't remember where I was going to. Yeah, the clearance when it sits at the lowest point is almost 8 centimeters, and now I need to go and take a peek. That is a little bit over 3 inch, I think 3¼ inch, and then at yeah, the point with the most clearance we are at 10 centimeters, which is here under 4 inch. So that's actually, I'm really happy. I think there's gonna be pictures up because I took pictures of it to show someone. Overall, really happy that I was able to build something extreme like this. We are approaching Crowler's Paradox, where there's no rock safe anymore for a vehicle. There's an initiation, some kind of crawl, about 150 kilometers from where I live. It's not a competition, but I think I will go there, see how it really needs to be done, and put this guy on those rocks and see what he actually can do. But by that time I'll probably have dropped one of these in here. So we will do the filming outside as is over here, and then later on we drop in this one, because the rear axle is actually, and it's satisfying. It's actually good, so no need to change that one out. And this one, it's also an F9 axle. The bolt pattern will be exactly the same. The servo will sit on the same place. I can switch the servo out at the same time. The steering angle is already big, and I think I have these stubs laying around, and maybe also other shafts. Well, looking through the bin, I still have from AMK a set of these beefier ones to put in this axle, because these tend to bend on a bad fall. So that's interesting. I will need to replace this thing, because this is clearly made for a center pumpkin axle. Yeah, we can just switch that one out, that's not a problem. We do have these ones, the shafts that have that can take a bigger steering angle without camming. So yeah, I have a set of these. I will drop those in here at once, just because. Now this is a brand new axle. It feels actually really good. Might need a shim, maybe a 0.2mm shim. I will order some of these weights. I can take the weights of those, but they are on there right now and they sit really nice. So yeah, well, we have some things to work on. There's still enough work on the bench, and I love that. And it's late at night. It's 9:30. It's past 9:30. I think I'm going inside, take a shower, and then yeah, change my jacket from the builder to the editor, and do some editing, because we recorded a few things. Okay, I hope you find all of this interesting and come back to see what's in the next video. Up till then, see you all later. Bye. Hold your horses, Mr. Inside Tinkerer. There is still the outside portion, which we start now. Let's see if we can keep the car in frame a little bit better this time. We did attack the rear drive shaft at this meantime, meaning we tried to get a little bit more out of that drive shaft, so the pinion and the output of the gearbox are almost the same. And as I see it now, the rear axle isn't tilted forward or backwards, is almost in a neutral position. We still have clearance, with the drive shaft not being able to hit the rocks. So it's gonna be feeling a little bit different, because we have less clearance. CG will be better. Spring rates, of course, also will feel a little bit different, because both front and rear are a little bit more laid down. The front not too much, that's gonna be a few millimeters. The rear is really, yeah, I think it's 2 holes forward, so that's 10 millimeters. That's gonna be a few degrees. Now, on things like this, I can take a very different line now, because the weight hangers make sure the car does not tilt over. Let's see how the weight transfer keeps the front down a little bit, but that's not too bad at all. Pull over, steepy. I really hear a nice sound coming from the mechanics, and then I was not watching where I was driving. So we are kinda in phase. The only thing bothering me now is still on full steer, lock, left, right. Those shafts in the axles, they are not meant to be on that big of an angle. But that will be taken care of with the new axle. We still are on the 34% overdrive, or as good as 34%. And as people pointed out, it is beneficial on things like this. Pure forward drive, steep climbs, ledge after ledge, actually no hesitation, occasional slip on the front, but the rears keep pushing. But it also is not what you want on other places, naming side hill, and then the shenanigans on the face, where I try to do the drop. That's not so good. So you gotta tinker. What situations will I gather in real life, in real rocks? Because yeah, I know all these lines by now. I'm gonna take this one also a little bit wider, because I do not want the driver rear to grab over that rock. He's putting, oh man, the Geo is really doing his job. Weight transfers are good. Let's just drive up here. It should not be an issue. Might want to see how much slip we get in the rears at some point, as in none. Okay, we will with this new Geo go back to the drop, but that will require a lower overdrive, underdrive as you want to call it. I think we are going to drop it to 24% by switching out the front ring and pinion from an 830 to an 833. So I keep a lot of reduction, but I take the overdrive down a little bit. Let's see. I don't think we can do it, but yeah, let's see it anyway. No. Reverse drop perhaps? Perhaps. Yeah. I'm really not sure how to attack this climb with this car. So I might be already doing the wrong things. No, I tried to save him, couldn't. Not everything is the best at everything. So we will need to address that. But that's a working point, no problem. We do have plumb, straight up approach, just find your line outside, won't be a problem. I foresee no problems at Tsunami, but let's just do it. Oh no, no problem at all. Okay, and then there's the right hand side, and yeah, it's always, I'm the most anxious about this line because I want to see it taken more extreme every time. This guy does not have any hesitation, so we will go really extreme now. Let's see how extreme we can go. Yeah, this is, I'm going to try to film from another angle so you can kind of see how he hangs here. I want him to put the, ooh, he's completely unloaded now. He needs to put the driver front down at some point because it is high in the air, but he's putting it down now, so I can turn in. That was as steep as any rig has ever been on this climb. And now the pins need to find something to grab on, and as they do, you kind of just drive up here. Yeah, yeah man, yeah man. This is really something else, this car. I'm taking some really wide outside line. Never been here with a rig. Yeah, no problem. The drop got one attempt. I think if I try it 5 times, one might stick, but yeah, it's only, it needs to be done from the first time. So I don't like retakes. Let's see if we can do this in one take. Also here, I don't know. Yeah, oh, need to be really careful. But there he goes. I don't really need to go all the way to the outside. It's just kind of a habit. Can we pull that one? Yeah. Oh, wait. Wait, yeah. Now we're gonna take the pumpkin line. I don't think we will hit pumpkins or drive shafts for that matter. Nope. Really nice. Maybe over here a little bit. No, I don't hear anything. Fallback spot. Just going really slow with this guy. There's no fallback. They just keep pushing on 4 wheels. Yeah, this combo is great. Tsunami approach of the face. Let me see. I still got it in my fingers. It's getting a little bit colder in Belgium at this time of the year. I think we are 10 degrees. Okay, grab that right rock. Oh man, the things I can do with this car and this geometry. No problem whatsoever. No problem, man. Let's see if we can do the right hand side of the face. This is one of the places where lowering the overdrive is not going to be beneficial, but yeah, as long as we have it, let's just take it. Now we're gonna do a completely different line on the rocks and just see how this car handles it. This is some in-between line where we hang up 3 wheels at the same time on a ledge. Well, that is what usually happens, not on this boy. Let's just see if we can drive down on a place where we normally come up and see how that works. That should not be, this should not be possible. But it kind of is. Can we now pull over this one? Well, we did save it. I thought it was going to fall, but we did save it with a little bit of pepper. Let's just see if we can do some other crazy stuff now on this. That's the servo horn in. Yeah, and we might have these kind of things in real life also. So
savable, really savable. So, okay, just tell me where you want to go. That's kind of a new line. It was really easy. Servo horn is maybe a little bit far out for some things. I'm going to have to tackle that problem. So, taking down everything one by one, we will land on, yeah, I think we are 90% right now. Probably the other axle will be 95, and then it's little things we keep tinkering with. Let's see if we can do... It will not throw over the rear, no. These weight hangers are really, really great. How can we go over here on a different line? Let's just see some kind of side hill shenanigans in here, because he is really on an angle now. Yeah, maximum flex for a second there. Yeah. Oh, let's just go over this rock. Let's just throw straight over it. Yeah. Yeah, just tell me. New lines. Okay, so I think, yeah, 90%, that's a good number. There will be an axle change, but not immediately. We will do the lower overdrive, and that probably will help. So I hope you keep following this rig. Nothing more to say in this one, so see you on the next one. Bye.